Hello! Today we'll be talking about the Republic of Venice and how were they wealthy enough, who were the protectors of, and what great relationships did they have with, and how did they become wealthy enough and strong. Okay, so we're gonna read these two slides, and I'll explain it with my own words so then you guys can understand it and fully. Okay, let me start it. The Republic of Venice. In the High Middle Ages, Venice was a wealthy and important naval power. In the 12th century CE, Venice controlled a lot of Adriatic and Aegean seas. Venice was able to grow wealthy and powerful because of the trading relationship it created with Egypt and other Middle Eastern countries. Venice became Egypt's main European trading partner. Here it's telling us that how Venice became wealthy enough and strong was by their trades with Egypt. They kept on doing trades. They had a good relationship with Egypt, which made them more wealthy and stronger. And they went to the point that it became Egypt's European trading partner. Isn't that incredible? So, yeah, if you were offered something like this, would you accept it or reject it? I mean, for me, they became wealthy enough and powerful by trading. So, yeah, I'd honestly accept it. Okay, so in case you don't know what fleet means, it's that, okay? Fleets are like the ships, okay? So, the Venetian Navy fleet was very useful. It was made up of galleys, which were large ships with more than 100 men who helped row them through the water. The Venetian Navy was the most powerful protectors of the Byzantine Empire seas. Here it's telling us that the fleet that the Venetian Navy used to have were actually very useful. And also, they were large ships with more than 100 men. Imagine 100 men in front of you right now. Okay, who helped them through the water. Who helped them row through the water. So yeah. And okay, so if you don't know what Venice is in Italy, okay? And it's unlike any other country or city. Okay, Venice is a city, just so you guys know. And it's just full of seas and water and lakes. I don't know. Wait, is it full of lakes? I don't know. But yeah, it's full of water. Unlike any other cities, usually cities are full of towers, buildings, structures, skyscrapers. But yeah, it's very nice to be different and special. So yeah, it's actually very nice. So, of how wealthy Venice were, they came to the point where they're the most powerful protectors of the Byzantine Empire seas, sorry. So yeah, seas is plural. Okay, I keep on getting mixed up, but it's plural, which means that more than one sea. Okay, so that was actually pretty cool. Okay, now we're in the Venetians controlled. The Venetians controlled important ports. Example, Constantinople, and also made deals with the Byzantine Empire, which helped them sorry guys. Let's just start it again. The Venetians controlled important ports, example, Constantinople, and also made deals with the Byzantine Empire, which helped them become wealthy. The Byzantine Empire was involved in a number of wars from 1096 to 1271 century. The Venetians agreed to help them, and in return, the Venetians would gain any profits that the Byzantines made from the wars. So, if put yourself, you're the emperor. Actually, put yourself that you're offered something like this, that you have to help the Byzantine Empire in their wars, but for exchange, to get the profits, to gain the profits that the Byzantine um, empire used to do during their wars. So yeah, here it's telling us they made deals with the Byzantine Emperor, which helped them become wealthier. So yeah, it made deals with the Byzantine Empire. So these deals made them become wealthy, or more wealthier, you would say. Okay, the Byzantine Empire was involved in a number of wars from 1096 to 1271 century. So yeah, as it says here, it's pretty explaining it, in a good explanation. So basically, that the Byzantine Empire, they used to have a lot of wars during the time of 1096 to 1271 century, and the Venetians agreed to help them, and in return the Venetians would gain any profits that the Byzantines made from the wars. So they kept on helping them in the wars, but as a reward they would get all the most of any profits that the Byzantine Empire would make during their wars. So would you do something like this? Because it's kind of risky. If you're gonna help the Byzantine Empire during the war, it's very risky because you might get executed any moment. So yeah, would you accept that offer if you were offered it? In my opinion, I would still think about it. I don't know, because it's so risky, but at the same time, in reward, they would get any profits that the Byzantine Empire used to make during the wars from 1096 to 1271 century. Okay, so now we're gonna skip this because it's the same thing as the last slide. Okay, let's go. However, the relationship between the Byzantine Empire and the Republic of Venice was not always very good. In 1082, the Byzantine Emperor Alexios I Komnenos signed an agreement with Venice. The Venetians would help the Byzantines fight against the Normans, warriors of France, and in return the Venetians would get free trade throughout the Byzantine Empire, meaning they wouldn't have to pay any taxes as they sailed the Byzantine Empire seas. However, the Venetians never sent any military help, but they continued to enjoy the free trade. The wealth and power of the Republic of Venice continued until the 8th century. Okay, so again, it's telling us that the Byzantine Empire and the Republic of Venice, the relationship was not that good. I mean, from the words you have already heard of me reading, you'd probably say yes, they had a very good relationship, as strong as Egypt's relationship, because they used to do deals a lot and trades and stuff. But however, here in this situation wasn't really that good. So yeah, there was an emperor in 1082 called Alexios I Komnenos. I mean, what kind of name is that? It rhymes, but it's a name, so Komnenos. He signed an agreement with Venice that the Phoenicians would help the Byzantines fight against the Normans. So they'd help the Byzantine fight against the Normans, the warriors from France. Okay, so if you don't know Normans, I'm sure you guys are taking it from your history lessons, but yeah, warriors from France, it's describing who the Normans were, and actually they were pretty strong, so it's a pretty big deal if obviously the Republic of Venice agreed on it. Yeah, it would be very risky because, it's a 50-50, you can die or not, probability chance. But yeah, obviously they got offered, But you can't just accept an offer without having your own trade. Like, you work hard, you get educated faster, right or wrong? Say for example, okay, anything you do, say for example, you do a work. You go to work and you work hard, and obviously you wouldn't do that for free. Like, you wouldn't do that and then, yeah, we're done. Obviously, if you were offered something like this, you wouldn't even do it. But yeah, in return, they would give you salary for work. Um, the particular amount of salary based on what you're doing, and based on the role you took. So yeah, obviously they were offered to help the Byzantine Empire fight against the Normans, aka warriors of France. But in return, um, they would not have to pay any taxes. And the peasants, when they would revolt, they would always revolt mainly because of their taxes. And yeah, they have to pay a lot of taxes. And yeah, that's why they had that choice and the right to revolt, okay? Like many kings, we're unfair. But let's not get too close to this, because right now we're focusing on something else. So yeah, as I'm saying, the Venetians, they kept on enjoying the free trades that the Byzantine Empire offered. And you also, meanwhile, like on the other hand, you can't get rewarded without doing anything, okay? So you do this type of thing, you get rewarded. You don't get rewarded. And your relationship, okay? So yeah, that's all for today, and I hope you liked my explanation and my reading. If you did not, tell me and I can improve. Thank you.